The Princess and the Void. In the kingdom of Ethelgard, the sun seemed to shine just a little brighter whenever Princess Sakura walked through the palace gardens. For 6 years, she had grown from a shy child into a beacon of hope for her people. Every step she took was deliberate, her presence a promise of a peaceful future. She was the heart of the realm, a leader who ruled with a gentle hand and a spirit as vibrant as the spring blossoms. Sakura was never truly alone. Hovering just a step behind her, or resting on a nearby stone bench, was Lyra. As an angel of the high heavens, Lyra had been bound to Sakura since the princess's 10th year. Lyra was more than a protector. She was a confidant who whispered words of wisdom when the weight of the crown felt too heavy, her white wings a constant reminder of the light that shielded the throne. Leadership required more than just a kind heart, it required vision. Sakura spent her afternoons in the great library, poring over ancient treaties and maps of the borderlands. She worked tirelessly to ensure that every citizen, from the wealthiest merchant to the lowliest farmer, felt seen and protected. Her transformation was nearly complete. Soon she would be crowned queen, the culmination of years of dedication. But light always casts a shadow. High above the polished marble floors, tucked away in the dark, dusty rafters of the throne room, a pair of eyes watched her every move. Sombra lived in the spaces between the stones, a silent observer of the princess's rise. To him, her light was not a beacon, but a prize, one he had been coveting from the darkness for a long, lonely time. Sombra's obsession was a cold, jagged thing. He didn't want to serve the kingdom or bask in Sakura's warmth. He wanted to possess it. He remembered the girl she used to be and hated the woman she was becoming, someone who belonged to everyone instead of just him. In the quiet of the night, he paced the balcony of his hidden spire, tracing the lines of a stolen yellow ribbon he kept hidden in his vest. He was not entirely alone in his dark designs. Myra, a spirit of the void who took the form of a solemn child, drifted beside him. She was his eyes where he could not go, a silent wraith with a gaze that felt like a winter frost. Myra did not understand love or leadership. She only understood the void's hunger, and she served Sombra's will with a terrifying mechanical loyalty. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Sakura and Lyra stood on the highest rampart. The air was still, but Lyra felt a sudden, inexplicable chill. She moved closer to the princess, her wings tensing. "There is a heaviness in the air tonight, Sakura," the angel whispered. Sakura looked out at her kingdom, unaware that the shadows were reaching out to claim her. Myra began the work. She moved through the palace like a smudge of ink, leaving traces of the void in her wake. She touched the flowers in the garden, and they withered. She breathed upon the library lanterns, and the light turned a sickly, bruised purple. The foundation of the life Sakura had built was being eroded from within, one shadow at a time, preparing the way for Sombra's final move. The confrontation happened in the heart of the palace. Sombra stepped from the shadows, blocking Sakura's path. He spoke of the void, of a place where she would never have to lead, never have to sacrifice, and where she would be his alone. Sakura stepped back, her heart racing. The predatory resolve in his eyes was a darkness she had never encountered, a hunger that threatened to swallow the very sun. Before Sombra could reach her, Lyra intervened. The angel's wings flared with a blinding, celestial light, pushing back the creeping gloom. "You will not take her," Lyra declared, her voice ringing like a silver bell. She stood between the princess and the boy from the rafters, her light clashing with the dark aura Sombra radiated. The void and the heavens met in a silent, violent struggle. Sakura watched the struggle and realized that her light was not just a gift to be protected, but a weapon to be used. She didn't cower. She stepped forward, her own resolve hardening. She called upon the strength of the 6 years she had spent serving her people, the love they had given her, and the future she refused to let go. Her spirit burned bright, a flame the void could not extinguish. The darkness retreated, for now. Sombra and Myra vanished back into the crevices of the world, but the memory of the void remained. Sakura and Lyra stood together as the first light of dawn broke over Ethelgard. The princess knew the path ahead would be harder now, but she was ready. She was no longer just a girl with a crown. She was a leader who had stared into the abyss and chosen the light.